knows the language and knows how to, you know, be themselves really. And like I felt bad for I had like secondhand embarrassment for K dude cuz like he was just like hanging around like and they asked him a lot of easy questions like what's your favorite food and how you transitioning to
What's your favorite color?
yeah.
What's,
It's like when you first learn your first words in a new language. It's like the yellow bird, like el pájaro amarillo, like. But there was so many questions I would have asked him. I would have asked him like, um, what he, like when did he find out about the news about the offer about Chivas? Like, did he reach out to Matias or any of the, Chofis or Fierro or Alanis? Like, I want to know more about the story about like how the offer came to be, like how he's liking Gago. Like, they didn't ask any of that questions. They did ask about the locker room, and he said that the funniest guy is Alan Mosso, and
hmm.
and then I think he also said that the second funniest guy is Pocho. Yeah, but
Oh man.
anyways, I'm gonna kick this thing off. Make sure I record it this time. Hello, everybody. Welcome back to La Cantina MX Football Podcast, episode 420. We are live on Twitter Spaces and YouTube. And of course, we are being sponsored tonight by our good friend Manscaped. Go to manscaped.com to save 20% and free shipping using promo code CANTINA. Boy, we got a lot to talk about. We have match week 9 that we need to recap. And we actually have some live matches going on right now with Tijuana up 1-0 against Rayados. We also have some Continental Clasico matchup. This year, Mexico will not be participating in that, so we'll talk about that. And, just talking about some of the upcoming fixtures for Mexico and starting to think about the Nations League and Copa America. So before I go any further, I want to welcome my good friend Joel. Joel, how are we doing?
Good, Jaime. Really good. Glad to have you back.
Yeah. Yeah, apologize for those that are going to be listening to this. Once it's uploaded, there was an episode last week, and it was on Twitter Spaces, but we weren't able to get it on our platform. So everyone's wondering where the hell's episode 420. It's on our Twitter page, but it's not on our Apple or at Spotify or whatever your favorite podcast app is. But now we're back to normal. So yeah, glad to be back in the driver's seat. But what a weekend, Joel. We had some really big, blockbuster matchups, and at least one of them lived up to the hype. The other one, maybe not so much. I don't know if Abdias will be joining us later, maybe not. But he talked a lot of shit about Cruz Azul, and how they were going to beat America, and um, the lie detector detected that that was a lie. Cruz Azul got their shit pushed in by America. And they're lucky that it was just 1-0 because um, they scored a lot of goals. A lot of them were just offsides. So at the end of it, America beating Cruz Azul 1-0 was not too bad.
Yeah, it knocked them out of the it knocked them out of the lead temporarily. But right now with Tijuana winning, they're back in the lead. I mean at the top of the table.
Oh, and they just scored again. Oh, no, sorry. That was a replay. But yeah, it's minute 60. Tijuana up 1-0 against Monterrey.
There was the news coming out. I saw it today, I believe. I don't know if it's from yesterday, but I saw it today that that Grupo Caliente wants to get rid of
Piojo,
Piojo, and but that he has
$4
like
million.
a massive clause.
Yeah.
I don't see. I don't think that would be a problem. I just think that's like the news. Um, because he's always been close to Grupo Caliente, where I don't think that would be an issue if they were to be like I don't think that would get in the way of it. I don't think he would charge them.
Piojo, I feel like he's been at Tijuana. Well, he's had two stints there, right? So he was in Tijuana in 2015 and 2017. This is his second time around, and I swear I had thought he had gotten like let go, but it turns out he didn't. But yeah, I saw a tweet the other day about how they're not happy with his results. I mean, as of right now, Tijuana are in 13th place with 7 points, and that yeah, if they were to terminate his contract, they would have to pay him $4 million. So what a position to be in if you're Piojo Herrera.
Yeah, yeah. That I still don't think he would do that just because that's a place he can always return. Even he got sacked. It's like we're gonna see Piojo for I don't know a good 10, 15 more years. I could see him returning there again. But I just don't think with I feel the relationship he has with the club that he wouldn't do that. Like he wouldn't cash out like that and take the 4 million and bounce. Um,
Yeah, I mean, it's typical for coaches in Mexico to stay on the carousel and to have a job. I know Piojo, if he were to get terminated, it wouldn't take that long for him to find another project. But I will say, ever since he left America, he really hasn't performed well. Um,
well,
I
I
don't.
don't think he.
You look at
I don't
his
think he was doing.
like at Tigres, like I think that was a big flop.
Well, I don't know, man. Well, yeah, flop in the sense that they didn't win anything. Like the league, they didn't win the league. That's what was expected. But I mean, how long was he even there?
He was there
You
from
know,
2021 to 2022.
See, I don't think that was
Yeah,
even long enough. And it felt like he was trying to renew the squad, and that's probably not going to happen. I don't think they were going to let him build his team like the type of players he would want. And so I think that because you remember he called the team old.
yeah,
I don't think he did it. I don't think he did it. I just think he's kind of dumb like that. I don't think he was trying to insult the squad. Um, but I mean he wasn't wrong. But I mean even now if you look at the team with this win, they're at 7 points, and so they're in 13th. So you got to be in eighth to make Liguilla, right? That's 15 points. That's just 3 games.
yeah,
That's just a that's a 3 game difference, right? Uh, and and if we look at the table here, from first from from first place all the way to first and second, which is Cruz Azul Pachuca, they have 19 points. All of these teams are 9 games played. So 19 points, and then from third to fifth, which is Monterrey, America, Tigres, 18 points.
yeah,
So 1 point difference. That's just a 1 point difference between 5 teams. Toluca's at 16. That's 3 points. That's just one game. Pumas and Chivas 15. So
and Necaxa.
basically,
Yeah,
basically 2 games. That's a 2 game difference. Oh yeah, Necaxa, 2 game difference between ninth and first.
can
And you
you?
have 2 bad games.
Yeah,
Uh,
go
well,
ahead.
yeah. So then looking at Tijuana, right? And this is 9 games in, so it's basically right around midway of the season out of 18 teams, and we're calling it a failure. And it's because of 3 games, that's what we were talking about in the last podcast. You know how it changes our perception of things. We're gonna say this guy sucks. It's like, well, he has just a short window to
I th-
kind of like,
yeah. I mean, I look at Tijuana last year. Or last season, ended up in 13th position. Didn't get to go to repechaje or anything. So yeah,
yeah.
I think like that's where the criticism is. Like he came in and
Oh,
they haven't been performing
yeah.
well.
Well, and Jaime, last season. So looking at the table for last season, they made they made 20 points, right?
Mm-hmm.
The leader was Ame with 40 points. They had a really good season there. But 20 points. So let's say eighth, Leon. Leon had 23 points, dude. San Luis at seventh, also 23. Puebla in sixth, 25. I mean, that's two games. That's just two games. Where you win those two games, they would have been in sixth place. You know, and so that's a lot of times it's one of the good things of the league where it's that the teams aren't that far off from each other. So I think it makes it overall pretty competitive.
Yeah, I was just thinking, imagine if like the Premier League was this tight, how entertaining that would be. Like
Oh, yeah,
seeing literally a point, you know, difference
yeah,
between 1 and 5 or 6. But like it's crazy. Like our league is very competitive.
yeah,
Um that's why today's title was like it's anyone's game because it really is. We're 9 games into the season, so we're already like halfway through, which is bananas. We have another like 8 fixtures to go, so we're at the halfway point, and there's no clear, contenders right now. It's all pretty like if you go from 1 to, like you mentioned, like 1 to 9, like the difference between Necaxa and Cruz Azul is 4 points. Like that's crazy. Like
yes,
you typically see a difference like in other leagues around the world where it's like there's clearly like 2 or 3 that are above everybody else. But in Mexico, it's like any given Sunday, it could be your day. You saw Chivas. They unfortunately had a defeat to Necaxa in the midweek. They tied against Mazatlan, right? And then all of a sudden, it's like, oh, this team sucks. And then they beat Pumas, who were in second place at the time. They beat Pumas, and now Pumas are in seventh, and
hello.
Chivas are in eighth.
Oh,
Like,
yeah,
it's like it fluctuates so quickly from week to week.
yes. I guess Piojo's been there a year now.
Mm-hmm.
Got hired February. Wait, yeah, last year, February 10th. Um,
Yeah. And before him, again, like I feel like Tijuana had been pretty much the doormat of Liga MX. They were in 15th position, and yeah, 15th position, both the Apertura and Clausura of 2022. So yeah, they haven't been good. And then Piojo came in and I guess slightly improved, to 13th. Um,
yeah.
and right now they're in 13th. So we'll see.
So Clausura 23. He arrived at Clausura 23. Um, so this will be what his third league.
Third season, yeah.
Yeah, yeah. So he came in halfways. So I mean, I, that's the other thing. I mean, he came with the season started and the team built, and so that's like the other thing to consider. Like, how long should a coach have to to build a squad and put a stamp?
Yeah.
To put a stamp in there, because usually fans they expect like immediate results, or they think that you could pick up where you left off. They don't take into consideration like the other teams that have been working that while you were sucking, you had other teams like just you know like uh like a Querétaro, or a Pumas that have been hard at work scouting players or bringing in youth, and you're kind of starting all over, and these guys already have a 2-3 seasons of work ahead of you, and then you expect the coach in 2 months to be to to start bringing in like results. And I say 2 months because that's about what 8 games, give or take.
Mm-hmm.
It's just very little, man. So I think this whole they want to sack him and whatnot. I mean, I guess because by this point they feel he's had enough time. I haven't kept up with like transfers to see like who Tijuana brought in. What players do they have? Did they bring him in some marksman from Colombia or something like that? Where then you could say, all right, I could see why expectations are high now, or there's more demand.
Yeah, I was watching a clip about how like at 17 like Mexicans are the best in the world. But then
Oh yeah,
they go to their respective clubs and they get replaced by some Honduran or some Colombian,
yeah.
that's a nobody. It's like and we get, our whole process gets, basically tabled.
That's the way you worded it, Jaime. Sounds like shit talking. Honduran, that's a nobody. but
Yeah, I mean, that
I
was
know what you
the
mean. I know.
that was I mean, it's not my words. It's like the clip that they were like, explaining like the situation.
Can we play it?
Let me see if I can find it. Yeah.
It's on Instagram.
Oh yeah, it was on Instagram. I thought it was in our chat. Damn it.
No, sir, I
Uh
didn't.
no, I can't play it then.
Oh, it has to be. It has
Has to
to
be
be.
let me I'll try, I'll figure it out. Let me see if I can find it. But yeah, basically the guy was just like, saying like that's the situation that we're going through. Yeah, I don't know.
Yeah. Hello.
Yeah, I'm still here.
Okay. Yeah, you guys talking about So in the clip is some guy talking. I don't recognize him, but he's saying how talented at 17 a lot of Mexican players are, and he says they beat the likes of Brazil and Argentina, and he's not wrong with that. Mexico under 17, arguably top 5 in the world, at least in that category. So you're saying, but then what happens? How do they, why don't those players keep developing? And it's basically one of the other things we were talking about, where they don't get the playing time. They go back home, and then they just they don't get a chance to play first division. And he's saying that those players that they beat, in their category at the national team level, those teams are already playing first division and they're playing first division games. And that, yeah, I think that does make a difference, especially like, it's like their formative years.
Uh-huh.
So you add, let's say 3 years, you're 17, now you're like 20. I mean, some of these guys are already, they have like so much playing time already compared to the Mexican player. And not just playing time, some of them were like in relegation battles or or their team was like fighting to win a championship. And that just adds more to the experience to have gone through that.
Okay. I think I got the sound.
Pero si tienes 17 años y tienes todo para jugar y la estás rompiendo en tu categoría y se traen a un hondureño, güey, que le salió bien barato y de tu posición, ya tu proceso ya valió madre.
Sí.
Y eso pasa mucho, que en la sub-17 somos los mejores del mundo y les ganamos a Alemania, le ganamos a Brasil, le ganamos a Argentina, pero ese chavo de 17 años argentino, ya está en primera, y acá pues estamos de suplente porque se trajeron a un ecuatoriano de medio pelo.
Sí, literal.
Y el tema de los extranjeros, o sea, bienvenidos los extranjeros de calidad.
Sí,
O sea,
claro.
un Cardoso, un Guiñac, en su momento vino Ronaldinho, o sea, son jugadores que le dan para arriba a la liga, pero muchas veces lo ven como negocio de es más barato traerte a un jugador de Colombia que juega en la segunda división de allá, haces dinero como directivo, y al jugador de 17 años mexicano que está en lo más top de su categoría a nivel mundial, pues que nos aguante un rato. Y ese es el tema.
Yeah. I don't know, man.
He hit all the points, dude.
Yeah. I said, I was like, you know,
Oh,
it kind of
God.
sounds like an excuse in a bit, you know, because like if you really are that good, like if you are as good as you say you are, then you should be able to beat out a Colombian from the second division. That's my opinion.
But
But
that's true. That's true. But these guys get brought in to flip him, so they have to get the playing time.
I see.
It's like almost like a guarantee sale. So you have to play him. Did you hear Pelaez? He was talking about. They asked him about
Chino,
what's
right?
the dude's name? Chino, and he said how the dad said,
Oh
you
man,
know,
where is that
he's
clip,
leaving
dude?
because he's leaving because he's leaving. You know, he didn't want him at the team. He was getting booed and whatnot. And he said they had to give him more playing time because it's like, well, you know, we could risk losing him, or we could like play him and then at the end of the season get something for him, which he said it was a
Yeah.
trade,
Oh, let me.
and that's kind of
Yeah, I got that soundbite. I was like shocked that he would actually say what he said, but
I
¿El
don't
chino,
know.
el chino Huerta te encanta?
El chino lo conozco perfectamente.
¿Por qué
el
se
chino,
fue de Chivas, hermano?
Porque cada vez que entraba a la cancha todo el estadio le abuchaba y quedaba libre.
¿Pero por qué le
entonces,
abuchaba?
Lo abuchaba terriblemente.
¿Pero
No
por
lo
qué?
quería la gente, llegó el papá y me
Ya
dijo,
lo habían visto jugar
"Nos vamos
3
de
temporadas
Chivas".
y no le había ido bien, ¿o
Me
qué?
dijo el papá, hay tres opciones, nos vamos o nos vamos.
Ah,
O sea,
pero,
su-
la que sea.
pero a ver,
¿Su papi lo
¿cuál
sacó?
era la situación de abucharlos y cuánto tiempo tenía jugando o cómo?
Lo que sea, lo pusieron uno de lateral, todo lo quería, entonces ya se iba a perder el jugador, se perdía el activo, entonces había que recuperar algo, porque si no quedaba libre, y entonces se hizo el cambio por Mozo. Esa es la verdadera historia, Mozo Huerta, y entonces no se pierde el jugador, te haces de un jugador, que era seleccionado nacional también Mozo, una opción en su momento, aunque se ría. el
Puros
señor.
errores de
Y esa
Mozo.
es la verdad, entonces
yeah, so that's
Yeah,
crazy.
so and it's very similar. So if they're bringing in players, and usually they don't bring one, they'll bring like three or four. You know, because and then that's the negocio with the agents. So that's the business of the game. Um, so then you have to play them because then it's like, how are you going to sell them? And the under 17 takes a hit because even if you are good, um, you know that's still very young. You know, you have to be like next level type to shine. You know, like you got to be like at the Carlos Vela type uh, to to break out at 17, 18. But you could still be very good, and you just need to get polished because we've seen players like that weren't that became they weren't like they weren't part of the youth teams, but ended up becoming some of the best players at the national team level, with the senior national team. And a lot of these guys never, they you never really heard of them. And so there's a lot of players like that. And I mean, you're gonna, and we're not gonna know about them if it just took them a bit longer to flourish.
Yeah.
So yeah, I do think I I agree with you. Like let the best players, I agree with that. But at the same time, it's like, dude, I think you're burdening them. Some of these were like just way too much. You know, they're not competing with one or two dudes now. They're competing with like five.
Yeah.
Uh, and that's not to say the other players that are already there, but that's kind of one of the big businesses in Mexico. It's bringing a player and then selling them, and they don't have to sell them abroad. They could just sell them within the league,
Yeah.
and they make
I,
good money.
I look at a player like Cocolizo, and I'm like, my dad's like, hey, like, which team is he on now? You know, because you remember when he was like at Pumas, and he went to Tigres, and he was at Toluca. Now he's at Tijuana. I'm like, dude, this guy's just like, like he just keeps getting resold everywhere. It's just like a commodity in Liga MX. Some of these players, like journeymen,
Yeah, and everyone's making money. It's a big.
Yeah.
It's been a whole thing. There's been some articles before, like the agents that dominate the league or whatnot. And it's like three or four, three or four like player agents that pretty much you know have a say in who plays where.
Mm. Yeah. I had some stuff on the agenda today, so I think Chivas having that game against Pumas, that was a very entertaining match, and we had to see a couple of historical things happen in that game. The first one, Cade Cowell scoring his first like Liga MX goal with Chivas. He had already scored in the Champions Cup against Forge, but this was his first goal at home in Guadalajara and Liga MX. It was a big one. It got the party started, and then Pollo scored a second goal, and everything looked fine and dandy. 2 up. It's gonna be a nice, smooth finish to the end. But of course, Pumas get a penalty call, which it was a handball. It wasn't intentional. The referee called it. So 2-1, and me dreading the worst because we've seen Chivas blow leads time and time again. We've seen it in the final. We saw it, just last week with Mazatlan. So I thought, oh, here we go. But, thankfully, they scored a third goal to put the game to bed, and they won 3-1. And of course, the debut for Chicha, he came in. Honestly, he got scrap minutes. I think he came in around the 88th minute. So didn't really have too much time, but it got the party going. The fans were crazy, and it was really nice to see him back on the pitch. I got Albert Perez joining us. Hey Albert, welcome to the show. Thanks for coming on. You're on mute, by the way.
Got it. Hey, what's going on?
Hey,
What's going on, Joe?
Joel's on mute, but I'm here. I was asking, did you get to watch Chivas? Did you get to see Chicharito's debut?
Yeah, I saw Chicharito's debut here. It was for the same. I mean, they 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 called him up for the game, so it was only natural if it was ready. It was if he was ready to be on the bench, he was ready to have some minutes, and that's kind of what I expected. They were just gonna get him out there for the ovation, not try to expose him too much, And I mean, they already had the 3-1 lead, so it was a good moment to just take care of that moment.
Yeah, absolutely. I think the had the game not been, situated, I don't know if he would have came in. But I think that third goal,
Yeah, the Pocho,
yeah,
that one.
I think that was it.
Yeah,
Um,
because Pumas got the penalty at 75, so I was like,
yeah,
oh, whoa.
which I didn't agree with. I didn't like the call, but it is what it is.
Yeah, it was highly questionable,
Yeah.
but you know what, they kept on pressing. I mean, it's not like they got shell shocked or oh fine, here we go. And I mean that was one of the qualities of that my friends in Argentina were telling me about Gago, that he was he's a guy that goes forward, that has dynamic teams, that he did a lot with less with the clubs he was in. So that pretty much that was a. If you look at before, and that's the type of coach Chivas needs, a guy that does a lot with less, because Chivas uh,
Yeah.
Chivas, obviously they're no, well, the not bringing guys from South America that hinders the how they could get reinforcements. But I mean, so far, for what I was told, so far Gago's checking the T's. So I like what I see so far. I like what I see so far.
Yeah, me too. I was frustrated with the Mazatlan and Necaxa game, but this guy,
Those
yeah,
happen. Those
yeah,
happens. It's growing pains. I mean, what he's barely nine in those games. Was barely what 7, 8 games in. I mean,
yeah.
it's gonna there's gonna be hiccups. He's brand new. I mean, with Power with was it Pablo the last coach?
Paunovic.
But no bitch, yeah, it was like they wanted to. Many wanted to bench him after like 6 games, but wanted to fire him. But it took a while, and he got the team situated, and and there was already a good base that Pavlovich left, so Gago was just tweaking it and making it his own, and I like what I see. I mean, I'm gonna tell you the truth. I did not have him as a favorite for the title, but I mean, it's one of those, you get hot at the end, and
Yeah.
and Chivas looks like it's that team that could get hot because because of the youngsters, the youngsters that Gago has been putting in. They've been showing some stuff, and obviously that's Chivas Chivas depends on those youngsters to give them that depth that they can't get in the market.
No, yeah. I mean, we're halfway through the season, and I think we haven't seen their final form yet. And then also, how many games is it going to take Chicha to like become a undisputed starter? So yeah, I think this is like really good timing for everything.
And you know what? A couple of weeks ago I said, yeah, yeah. How are they not gonna start Chichar over Marin? But Marin, he hasn't been scoring, but he's been playing well. He's been playing well, and it's like those like with Martin, where he was playing well, and he wasn't getting the goals, and all of a sudden, boom, 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 and maybe that could happen to Marin. Suddenly he starts scoring, and how do you bench him for Chicharo?
Yeah,
It's gonna this last half of this last second half is gonna be very interesting.
it's gonna be very interesting too. With Macias, he's been slowly getting reincorporated into the team, and so I mean, we go from having no strikers to potentially having two or three. So it's gonna be
Yeah,
interesting, and I'm looking forward to the next couple weeks. Obviously, the game on Wednesday against America is gonna be quite enticing. Real quick, I have an update for y'all. So Monterrey tied the game up. Sergio Canales, and Piojo's face is absolutely priceless. He does not look happy with the result. It almost looks like he's about to cry. We were talking about earlier how Tijuana are not happy with him and they can't fire him because it's $4 million that they would have to pay him.
did you see a meme right now that Mexican ship posting has on? Esta es la cara de un hombre que Dios ha dejado.
No, I haven't seen it.
Yeah, that's fucking hilarious. And that's pretty much. Yeah, I mean, honestly, I don't know how this is. How this is. It's. I don't know. I really. I don't know what's going on there. The reinforcements. He didn't get his reinforcements. And it goes back to when he was hired. He brought in. Typical Piojo comes in. He's been with big clubs. Boom, boom, I want this guy. I want this guy. And Cholos is run by that Bragneric guy, and Bragneric, what I read was told him, no, here's your catalog of guys you could choose.
Oh, I see. I
And
see.
Bragneric, and that's I don't know if that's a handicap, but Piojo has had to deal with different circumstances than what he's had his whole career. I mean, he had Monterrey, with America, guys, teams that teams that got him mostly what he wanted.
Yeah. I have a question for you, and I also have Danny joining us. But I want to ask you guys a question. Based on current form, we already have a preliminary list of players that are going to be considered for the Nations League. and nobody on that list. I mean, the big absence I think is Alan Mosso, and seeing Chicote Alvarez, or sorry, Chicote Calderon on that list, and not Mosso. I thought that was a real shocker. And then also, do you think Pocho Guzman, who's currently leading in goals in the league with 6, do you think he merits a call up?
Look, as far as Mozo, on the right side, there's more competition than on the left. On the left is Gallardo Arteaga, and Chicote might not even make it. And on the right, I mean, you could say that he's having a better tournament than Kevin, but I saw an interesting stat that Martin del Palacio posted up about how on one-on-ones defensively, Mozo's a liability. But I mean, you called Kevin. I mean, so I don't know. I don't. It's like okay, you could say he could have been called, but if you're looking at the big picture, it's like I don't know if it's really that egregious. And Pocho, the issues are there. He wasn't called for the World Cup. He's not gonna. He's I hate to say it, he's not going to be called. He could, from his position, he could be the campeón goleador, and they're not going to call him. There's something they don't want to admit it that it was a cocaine issue or whatever it was. There's something there that's not getting him called up, and I mean we're already going on 2 years of him not getting called up. So I guess it's like it's just becoming very tiresome. I mean he's not going to get called. And that's what people. That's we got to come to that really,
Realization, yeah.
realization. Yeah, he's not gonna get caught. So we're already going on 2 years of him playing at a good level, and he's not getting caught. So and 3 regiment changes, and
Yeah,
it's
you think it's just like a risk? Like it's not worth the risk of calling him up and potentially.
but you know what the thing is that they haven't clarified, and they said no, he's not vetoed. But I mean, you see some of the guys they called, and obviously he's playing fucking better than them. So I mean, it's like there's something fucking there that's
Yeah,
like with the Chicharito thing. They never came out right to say why he wasn't
called
he
up.
he was
Yeah.
not gonna get they never said. I mean, always it was Jose Ramon that said that it was because they had a party and he threw under the bus. He threw what I heard from Kevin Baxter from the LA Times was that he threw a guy under the bus, the utilero, and like the the main married guys, Memo Guardado, they don't want that shit around. They don't want Chicharito's shit
Mhm.
around, so they just didn't call him.
Yeah. What about Danny? You requested to speak, so I'm gonna give you your platform. Feel free to go off mute. I'd like to hear your perspective of things.
Hey, what's up? Just real quick rundown with Chivas. I'm glad that we were able to see Chicharito play. I'm just a little worried to see if maybe he goes around like the same route that JJ Macias went, where he plays like 2 games and then he's not able to play for like another month or two. That's what I'm worried about. But I am glad to see that it seems like we'll have more depth in the striker position as JJ is also back as well. And with Albert, I do agree with a lot of what he's saying. It kind of just seems like it's a conspiracy at this point. I think Pocho just should have done those lines in the bathroom or something. Like you gotta be careful with that. Gotta be a little more secretive. And I think maybe it's along the lines of, hey, he's doing lines, or he was getting rehabilitation for that rehab, and maybe it's like connected. The media is going to blow it out, essentially out of proportion. And with Pocho, he definitely is the better player, and it's a little insulting because correct me if I'm wrong, the squad list for Mexico is 60 people, right? And you essentially Mexico saying, hey, he doesn't even fit on the list. Like, come on, what is the
Yeah.
reason for that? Like, it's ridiculous. I think he deserves it. But hey, if he's on the list, I rather have him ready just for playing for Chivas, honestly. Because if they're gonna do him dirty like that, and also Cheech, of course, the whole rumors about him not being in the national squad as well. I rather them have. I rather they be playing better for Chivas in the national team.
Yeah, I think that's fair. Absolutely. Their losses are gain, and
Yeah.
right now, I think with Chivas' priority is to win a league. So if they don't want Mozo, if they don't want Pocho, more for us.
Yeah.
Yeah, it looks like they did finally upload the list on the website. So Antonio Rodriguez, Malegon, Ochoa will be the goalkeepers. Araujo, Sanchez, Montes, Reyes, Vasquez, and the defensive. Also Angulo and Gallardo, Gerardo Arteaga, Edson Alvarez, Eric Sanchez, Luis Chavez, Luis Romo, Marcel Ruiz, Pineda, Antuna, Quiñones, Córdoba, Alvarado, Chucky, Chino, and Santi Jimenez. Oh, Henry Martin and Raul Jimenez. So I think those are the players that they're gonna take.
You know what? Looking at the goalies, I don't see why he can't call up Tala Rangel. Tala Rangel, yes, he's had a couple. He's barely getting started, but I mean, he looks good. He looks like the future. And obviously, I mean, I would say it would be better to give him a look than try it with Acevedo, who wasn't even all that good to start, and now after the injury he's just not there, and just Toño Rodriguez was never going to happen. So and he's already on the wrong side of 30. So I mean, why not just fucking start giving Tala some looks?
Mm. Yeah, I don't know.
Tala Rangel, not Tala, Tala Rangel.
That's a question for Jimmy Lozano. I think he has preferidos. Some of the guys that he took to the Olympics, and I think that was the reason why I was so shocked that he didn't take Mozo, because Mozo was part of that group that qualified to the Olympics.
And you know what?
And
If I'm not mistaken,
he didn't take him.
if I'm not mistaken, you don't remember when they had those maestros in the World Cup, and he did his convocatoria of young guys. I think
Yep.
Mozo was on it, and I think Pocho was on it too. There's guys that obviously he had his eye on, and obviously he's not calling him for something. I don't know why, but if he had him in his eye, and you said Mozo was part of Mozo, didn't Mozo play in the Preolímpico? Yeah, I think he was on that
did.
team. Yeah.
Yeah, he did, and then they told him that he wasn't going to Japan, and
Yeah.
he had a little like berrinche, and I think that's when Jimmy said, "Okay, well, you're not gonna get called up anymore," and he hasn't since that. So it's pretty crazy.
Like I said, obviously he seems like it's like defensively, yeah, he could be that, but I mean, they're calling Kevin Alvarez up, and Kevin Alvarez I think he's not having. I think Mozo's more than him right now, but but ultimately, a lot of those guys, only half of those guys on that 60 man list are going to call, but it's stuff like that you look at. Why doesn't Mozo fit into a 60 man list, or a guy like Rangel, who I told you he's tapped to be the future. So but we'll see.
For sure. We have Abdias joining us tonight. Before I let him speak, just want to let everybody know, Tijuana let two points slip today, so the game ended 1-1 with Rayados. We'll see if Piojo ends up getting canned or if he stays on. But Abdias, the floor is yours. What happened on Saturday, man?
¿Qué onda, perros? Pues nada, cabrones, ya saben lo que pasó. ¿Para qué chingados me preguntan? Es como cuando tu papá le metió un fregazo a tu mamá durante la cena. No le preguntaste, ¿verdad? Nomás supiste qué fue lo que pasó. Ahí está.
Yeah, I don't know, man. I mean, you talked a lot of shit going into the game, so.
No, I did, and I get it. No, man. You know what happened? And credit to America. And you know what? Before I lead on to answer that one, what I'm going to say is what happened was that Santos was playing a really good game against Atlético de San Luis. Like I had said, hey, this was going to be a good game. Keep an eye out there. Look at it. San Luis is playing really well from the back. Well, guess what? Was it Santos? Yes, Santos got the formula and started playing a really high pressure against San Luis, not letting them play from the back. And I was like, huh, that's interesting. We haven't seen anybody do that against San Luis. It's been, all right, let's see what happens. Game went on. Santos got a red card. San Luis couldn't close out the match. That where it went. All right, whatever. Completely missed the Chivas game. I'm gonna be 100%. That one kind of slipped my mind that was on. Tuned in, saw the last goal. Great job. Y luego para el de Cruz Azul, ¿verdad? So I was watching the game. It started off, and besides los fuera de lugar, right? I know America is used to getting those going their way. They're not used to what most of all common folks would call a fair game, right? Because they're like, no, que estaba de lugar, que quién sabe qué, güey, cuál? He was the whole fucking 3 meters ahead. But nonetheless, right? What America did, and I'm not going to take away from their credit, is the fact that they pressured Cruz Azul rather than playing right off the rip defensively. As soon as Cruz Azul clears the ball, playing from their own half, they were pressing Cruz Azul in their third of the field. So they applied the pressure. They weren't letting Cruz Azul play. Even at that, I'll be honest, when the formations came out, I was a little bit confused by the fact that we went in with a 3-man defensive line. I was like, no mames, way. You're putting 3 in the back against Cruz Azul. I don't know. This doesn't seem like the right tactical plan, especially with a team against America, who we all know is going to be attacking. But I said, ¿sabes qué? Profe, estoy pendejo, ¿verdad? Vamos a ver qué pedo. Vamos a ver cómo van las cosas. And unfortunately, we saw how things went. Now, this isn't to say porque no soltó aquel, o quién sabe qué pedo. But maybe having, what's it called, Altitan medio over Dita, since Dita got suspended 3 games unjustly, that could have been something that affected us. But nonetheless, the fact that we went in with a line of 3 in the back was the problem, and the fact that they kept pressing with such a high press that no other team had faced Cruz Azul with. Cruz Azul had been the best team out there. They had been playing really well, but everybody was letting Cruz Azul build their play, as to how America said, nah, bitch. And they just started applying pressure straight from the back.
Yeah, it could have been worse too. I mean, I saw that they were getting scored on quite a bit, and then the referee called it for offsides quite a few times. So you got lucky that it was just 1-0 at the end of the day.
Abdias, I have a question for you.
¿Qué onda?
Hey, this time I'm not. I still haven't changed my fire alarm, so there's no beeping. So we're good. Anyways, question for you. I saw this online. Do you think with half of the season left, and more to play, and Cruz Azul obviously, they'll probably get better. Do you think if they meet in La Liguilla in a 2-game series, do you think things will be different?
You know what? I'm happy that you brought that up, because when this thing ended, at the end of the day, what I was thinking was, look, yes, a lot of the play from America was offside, right? Let's just call it as it is. It's not even you guys got lucky. Sí, güey, pues no hay pedo, right? We can leave a man up top as well. And as soon as you guys call him offside, be like, oh, you got lucky, right? So esas son mamadas, right? Pero la otra cosa fue, all right, cool. Now, thinking about the way the season's going, Cruz Azul's going to make it into Liguilla regardless, right? They already have enough points to make it into the top 12. No se va a mover. So no hay pedo en eso. Now, what I was thinking was what if El Profe is very much so doing the same thing that Osorio did, right? Against your opponent earlier in the season, put in a false lineup. That way, when they do get into Liguilla and they do inevitably face again, cuando América esté en hambre, estas son mis perras, los tengo de hijos. that's where they switch up the plan. That's what I'm hoping
That's
is
very
what
factable. Yes,
happens.
you're right. Osorio in a roundtable I was with, Osorio said that he tried not to. In the build up to the World Cup, he did not try to show Germany much of what we were doing, and that's and this type of the profile they got looks like he's a type of guy that might consider that.
Yeah, and so like that's when I like at the end of it all, right? Like después de estar ardido de que güey, no mames, like neta, and I'll be honest, nos pegaron un pinche baile, pero ni fue un baile de que, hey, güey, nos están ganando, like, no, güey, el baile fue de que cortaron la salida de los porteros, el juego de Cruz Azul no estaba creciendo como querían, y luego la otra cosa es que Charlie, Antuna, esos cabrones no tuvieron un buen juego. So it was just a lot of those factors at the end. I didn't leave feeling 100% defeated. I left feeling disappointed as if we weren't able to play our game, which I hope that's what he did. Like he tied one hand behind his back in hopes for Liguilla to be able to give like false looks.
I don't know, man. I feel like you play to win the game, but I get it.
Wait, you were the one who last week estabas aquí todo ardido de que, nah, fuck the game. All I want is somebody that can win in liguilla. Y luego te encabronas cuando los americanistas dicen que la temporada es nomás preseason for them, that their real season doesn't start until liguilla.
I didn't say that.
So, what, that we should start looking at coaches who are proven to win liguillas and that we should give the rest of the season as a wash?
Oh no, that part I did say, like how I was watching that documentary about Sunderland and how, yeah, they realized they weren't going to win the league, so they had to find a coach that was good at the knockout phase. So I did say that last week, but as far as like, come on, dude, it's America. You have to try to win.
Not really. Not if you're already a lock for the playoffs. If that's the case and you know you're historically going to make it into playoffs and doesn't matter really what you do is that you're going to make it into playoffs, then why the fuck does the season even matter?
Because the top 4 gets the better seeding. And then
and historically speaking, having the bye week affects you.
And then also, dude, it's America, dude. Like, you don't want to lose to America. Like, Chivas play them 3 times next month. It's like,
fuck.
I don't want to see them.
Really? Oh, wow.
Yeah, because they play them twice in the Nations.
Yeah.
The Champions, and then the regular league. So.
Fuck.
Yeah, exactly.
Ooh.
By the end of it, we're gonna be sick of this. We're like, all right, we've seen enough.
It's either we're fucking hopes up or we're gonna be fucking on the floor. I don't know. I don't see a middle ground. I'll give you this. I'd rather them go through and lose the league game. Like you said, it's fucking. Hopefully, we'll make the liguilla and see them there. Especially with the World Cup being played here in the Club World Cup being played in the United States. I want Chivas, to go through and win it and get that ticket. So, I wouldn't mind them. It's America, but I wouldn't mind them losing the Liga game.
Yeah. Is America already qualified to the Club World Cup?
No, I believe not. They say they were, but I don't think they are. No.
So who qualifies? Because I know they're adding a lot of teams to this.
So let me see. Let me look it up.
I'm guessing it's like the last couple of Conca Champions winners, right? Like Leon and who won it last year?
Yeah. Hold on, let me look it up.
But as far as the Champions League, we did have some other results come through. So Houston Dynamo eliminated St. Louis. Too bad Habibi's not here. I would have liked to hear his take on that. So Houston Dynamo is the next round. I think Philly beat Saprissa. Cincinnati's in, Nashville's in, and tomorrow we'll find our last round of 16. But
Okay, I got the slot allocation for the World Cup. So it's 4 for CONCACAF. So Seattle, Monterrey, and León are in. So the winner of this CONCA Champions gets the ticket.
damn,
It's the last one.
it's the last one.
And yeah, you know what? I can see them, trying to push
Messi.
a certain pink team from the south, from South Florida, getting a hand. So I don't know, but hopefully hopefully it's either America or Chivas.
Yeah, both. Who was it?
Wait,
There was like two teams that didn't play. Oh, Pachuca. Both Pachuca and Inter sat out in the.
Yeah, they got a buy, I believe.
They got a bye, so now
Yeah.
yeah, Inter will play Nashville, and Pachuca will play Philadelphia. Tigres will play Orlando. Eridano versus Robin Hood. Houston Dynamo, Columbus, Chivas, America, Cincinnati, and Monterrey. Yeah, I don't know how the bracket's set up, but I believe I gotta check it out.
Okay. So what's the name? What I forgot was if was that CONCACAF gets 4 plus the host country gets 1. So let's say Inter Miami doesn't win. They could still win the MLS Cup, and they get through. So Inter has 2 chances.
but hold on, really quickly, just to make things sure. Didn't Inter win the League's Cup?
But I believe
That
that gave
doesn't
them
count.
that
No,
gave
it
them
did. That was
no
the whole thing. The
that gave
hype
them
about the League's Cup was that it gave you access to the Club World
to the
Cup.
Conca Champions, not the World Cup. To the Conca Champions, they
Yeah,
gave him the bye, I believe.
that's why Inter was immediately in the round of 16. They didn't have to go to the first round. Yeah.
Yeah, they gave him the bye. That's what you got the direct ticket from there. You didn't need to get it from the U.S. Open Cup or for the competition, and you get the bye.
Got it.
It's
Okay,
it's
then
kind of confusing. It's a mess. But yeah, like I said, so as far from CONCACAF, we got Seattle, we got Leon, and we have what, Pachuca. Yep. And no, my bad. It's Seattle, Leon, Monterrey, plus the winner of this Conca Champions, and the winner of MLS Cup.
Yeah. There's so Rayados and and Tigres are on the same side as Miami. So
Mm.
yeah, I don't think they're gonna have an easy ride to the final, like they did in League's Cup. So we'll see what happens, but we do have some matches next week on Wednesday. Looking forward to that. I wanted to bring up a controversial topic because everybody's been writing on Santi Jimenez, how amazing he is, how he needs to go to a big club, but this dude has been absolutely like erased in the last. I feel like this year he hasn't really been performing well. So what's up with Santi Jimenez?
It slumps, man. It's strikers fall into slumps. Maybe he needs a bigger challenge. I don't know. It's but it's not weird. I mean, it's strikers have been known to fall into slumps, but but I mean, it's not optimal. I mean, he was looking at this. How many months do we have left to the summer window? I mean, he wanted for that jump for a bigger club, so it's not optimal, but hopefully he proves it was just a slump and he just shakes it off.
Yeah, this is certainly not helping his stock. I felt like had they pushed
It's at a
for
bad time.
had they pushed for a January transfer, oh, Feyenoord would have gotten their money's worth. But I think now, I don't know, man. I feel like they're losing money on him.
No, and obviously, and it wouldn't be out of the question if he stays there till December. It's like you said, his stock is down. I mean, it's not. yesterday's price is not today's price. So it wouldn't surprise me if that's what happens with him.
Yeah, but one of the things that we have to remember is that a lot of people tend to purchase on projected value. And he has it, man. Like, yeah, like you said, it's lumps. Like, you mean to tell me that it's odd that he's not putting the ball into the net by just staring at it? Because no mames, güey. That's what made him
Whoa.
stand out. That's what made it all different.
Here's the
Ah,
concern.
you know what?
Here's the concern,
You-
though. He plays in a fisherman's league, so this is expected of him to be scoring week in and week out. Like, I wouldn't expect anything less of him. So now that he's not performing, it's like that is a problem. That is a huge
But you know-
problem.
But you know what? I forgot. There's Copa America. If he has a good Copa America, then his stock goes up again. So
Well, you don't want a player going into Copa America not scoring goals, man. You don't want to freaking.
I mean, who else is? It's like who else is scoring goals for Mexico? I mean, it's gonna be fucking him and Henry. So
I will say, who are you going to
it's
have
a-
up top? Plus, remember, Henry has been injured, and Santi has been
Yeah.
injured as well lately. Like, that's the other thing that people aren't talking about is the
and-
fact that he has a muscular issue that he still has been playing. That's why he hasn't been getting as many minutes.
And Raul is
I-
practically
it's-
handicapped.
I bet you it's
Wait,
gonna end up
Raul has
being
been a cripple, and I've said it for the past, like, year and a half. Like, no mames, güey. A ese sí lo deben de borrar.
the starting forward for that first game. Is it against Ecuador? I think it's gonna be Memo Martinez.
Nah.
Or let's say Chicharito gets on fire, dude.
I know,
He
man.
he
That
gets on
could
fucking
be-
fire.
I was just waiting for one of you fucks to bring up Chicharito and be
think-
like, no mames, güey, le estoy prendiendo la vela cada noche.
But if you look at it, we could fucking end up where Raul he's a vegetable and Henry's fucking injured and Santi's in the and you have fucking who are you gonna go with, Memo Martinez or fucking Chicharito or Marin?
I was kind of hoping that
I'll take Charlie as a false nine.
I was hoping to see some more action from Hormiga from Chivas.
Like, it's. I really don't see it though. Who else are you gonna put up top?
It's I don't know, dude. It's
Okay, I'm surprised. You know what? Where's Habibi so he can come up with fucking Gael?
He's
I
here
don't know.
now.
It's fucking.
Oh, did I summon him? There he is. Just in
You know
time
what?
to save Gael
No.
Padilla.
Now that we looked at it, it could be a real fucking shitty situation.
We've been keep in mind this is our only competitive tournament before the World Cup. So
What about that Super Gold Cup that they're planning?
we have obviously like we have a lot invested in this like summer and we need our shooters, and if we don't have our shooters, bro, we're gonna not even get out of the group stage. So Habibi, who do you think will be our striker in Copa America?
Our striker in Copa America. Man, that's a great question. Cause Santi, man, he's been cold. He's been cold. He's been what, like 30 days without a goal. Fuck, if I had to go with somebody,
El Mozumbito.
nah, I'm gonna choose who the white girls choose. Give me Quiñones.
Oh wow.
Oh, that's right. We have Quiñones
Uh-huh.
now. I forgot about that.
¿Cómo chingados se te va a olvidar el chocolatado, güey? No mames.
We'll be good then.
Like, I
But-
thought we were talking about like
isn't it
Mexican
best,
born
isn't it?
strikers.
Isn't his best coming from outside and not in the central delantero role?
Yes. Yes, that's exactly
But it's
the
Jimmy,
argument.
That's
there.
why I didn't really consider it. But yeah.
I forgot about Quiñones, bro. We got
How the
tenemos
Wait.
el negro de WhatsApp. That's what's up, dude.
that's exactly
Yeah.
it.
Who has a
We finally got the
very
victory, guys.
he has a favorable biotype. Yeah.
I don't
He's
know
got
what
those
that
fast
means,
twitch muscles.
but it sounds provocative.
Well, last time the host told me, oh, just say he's black.
Just say he's black. Just flat out just call it.
Yeah, I don't know, man. We'll see what happens in the Copa America, but we still have a lot of football to be played between now and then. And like we've mentioned, if Chicharito gets hot at the right time, it would be impossible for La Selección to ignore him.
It
I
would
don't know,
not
man.
be
They've been
impossible.
ignoring him for a long time. Exactly. There you go.
Here's the
Cook,
thing,
my
though.
dear Casey.
Selección does dumb shit all the time.
He's back in
Chicharito
Liga
should have
MX.
started 2010. Santi should have been in this recent World Cup. They do stupid shit all the time.
Yeah.
Chicharito could score like 30 goals in 3 games and they'll still leave him off.
I don't think so. I think him, one of the benefits of coming back to Chivas and coming back to Liga MX is I think his name's clear now. Like, he was on the shit list, but I think now him coming back to Liga MX, I think he's in good spirits now. I think he's off the naughty list. Maybe.
So let's say Chicharito scores at least 3 goals against America in those 3 games or shit like that. I mean, it's gonna be llámale Chicharito, llámale Chicharito.
100%, dude. Are you kidding me? Especially because I'm sure Chivas will share the amount of revenue he's been generating for them, especially with the jersey sales. Like you're telling me,
that jersey.
you're telling me Mexico with their new jersey in Copa America, they're not gonna want to sell the 14 on the back.
Or those fucking ugly ass jerseys.
Those ugly ass, disgusting jerseys.
Horrendous, man. Horrendous.
Hey, I'm just waiting for the influencers to start coming up with the videos, and explaining the inspiration, the Mexican inspiration as just the peacock eye it's a tradition in Mexico or some shit like that.
No mames, wait. All right. So, question: did you guys pick up the shirt this last season? The previous La Verde. Did you
No.
guys not notice in the back there's a little dragon on it? There's a very like Mexican dragon in the back that's just behind the collar.
Really?
That's where they're drawing. Yeah, that's where they're drawing the inspiration.
Oh,
That's
wow.
the same reason why the white one has kind of like the hieroglyphics
Yeah.
on it. That's kind of where they're getting all of their inspiration from. So it's more of the native stories, and that's why it looks that way. It's not so much a peacock eye, pero ¿verdad? When they
I thought it was
when they
because
came
you're
over and they
dragged or
burnt our
something.
books.
Huh. I don't know.
It
It's
sounds Asian to me.
I think they're as bad as the ones they played the 1995 Copa America with a big M. Supposedly, the reason ABBA came up with that ugly M was so it could look so the M would intimidate opponents and just like the big M is coming at us. And then
Mm.
I don't talk about uniforms. Remember when Hugo Sanchez he wanted the main uniform to be red because he says it was a potent color and that the green would get lost in the grass or some shit like that.
Yeah, I remember he was pushing for red.
Yeah, you want. Hey, you know what? At this point, it doesn't seem bad. Considering all the bullshit they've come up with, red sounds pretty appetizing, huh?
Yeah,
A little burgundy. I fuck with it.
I like
Like
the
a
burgundy.
Yeah, the solid burgundy because this fucking peacock eye, it's fucking burgundy, but it has the fucking peacock.
No, I do like the
You know what they look like? It looks like my grandma's upholstery and her sofas back in the 80s. That's what it fucking looks like.
Looks like tablecloth.
Algo así. Esos pinches sillones con plástico.
I found interesting is with Mex the whole Aztec thing. It gets overplayed. But what's interesting is that like if we study the history of Mexico, the Aztecs were the bad guys.
Yeah, that's what I was fucking reading.
So when the Spanish arrived, you had the Tlaxcalans and other groups that were like they rallied behind them because the Spanish weren't really going to be able to. At least that Cortez's group, they were just two. They weren't many. and the Aztecs were like at 1 million or something like that.
Yeah.
So they're never going to win, even with cannons and guns, because they were going to run out of ammunition. So when you think of the bulk of the force who battled and defeated the Aztecs, it was Tlaxcalans. That's what you that's kind of what should be on the shirt, really.
Man,
Yeah,
fuck them
yeah.
Tlaxcala guys. What do you mean Aztecs were bad? Why were they bad?
They were the bad guys.
Why?
Because
They didn't like
were the
you?
colonizers.
Were you big? Were you the best?
No.
Of course, people.
Well, they
will
had
I'll tell you why. Well,
They
look,
had beef with every motherfucking
well,
civilization.
Was
yeah,
it because they weren't
well,
Catholic?
look, no,
we were
they,
big
they
dogs
were,
in the house.
no, they did too much. Dude, they were doing too much sacrifice, and
Too
so
much.
they would,
That's what we
yeah,
need to
a
do
lot.
nowadays. We gotta sacrifice
No,
Raul
man.
Jimenez and a couple other guys for
I
a better
agree.
See that tribalism goes. It's in the roots.
I will
But-
say that's exactly it. All I'm hearing is a tale as old as time, and nothing more than a bunch of Mexicans hating on another group of Mexicans.
It's like, ¿qué sacan? Oh,
No, they
tienen
don't hate
amigos de mexicanos, otro mexicano.
They got tired of their shit, dude, so they overthrew them. It's kind of what happened.
Sounds like some hater shit. Sounds like some
Hater.
snitch shit.
No, man,
Fucking
those
sold
dudes,
out and killed the big dog.
Some fucking
no, man,
rata
those
shit.
dudes were no, dude. You could even. It's just even from the own Aztec, from their own codexes, like the amount of sacrifices they would do, and it wasn't just like warriors. They would also do like women and there's babies and all that.
Everybody,
You know,
I'm gonna leave
just to
everyone some
make it
homework.
rain.
Equality. I hear equality.
I'm gonna leave everybody some homework tonight. We're all gonna watch Apocalypto.
Oh, that's good movie. That I like it.
I heard Diaz is in one
Sí,
of
güey,
it.
no. Sí, güey, nomás porque te ves a ti mismo y ves a tus primos. Like, that's the only reason why you like it.
My primos. Dia, they don't show up to the end. I don't know what you're talking
They
about.
don't show up till the...
It's only like 5 seconds.
You know,
Sí,
what?
pero todavía se caga el vato, ¿no?
There's a good series that I was never able to track down. It was in Amazon Mexico. They don't have it here. It was called Cortez. So it's about Hernan Cortez when he got to what is now Mexico. I mean, that looked fun. I've been trying to track it down, but I haven't been able to get it.
You don't remember the name of the show?
It's called Cortez.
Oh, wait, where? Um,
You know
what
who
production?
you know who plays Cortez in that series? Did you ever see the Luis Miguel series?
Yeah, I did. The
Dad, the fucking the dad, the fucking the asshole, yeah, the dad.
Oh.
That actor plays the Cortez, and it looks pretty good. I just haven't been able to fucking track it down.
Is that the one with Machete? There's another series.
No, it's
where
not. No, this one was produced by Amazon Mexico.
What's it called?
Oh,
I believe it's just called Cortez.
I think it's called Hernan.
Hernan, yeah, I think you're right.
there
Yeah.
it goes, man. Albert misleading.
eso
me.
no la
I mean,
encuentras, güey.
Por eso, por pendejo, no lo encuentro.
¿Verdad? No te preocupes, güey. Por eso tampoco encuentro el clítoris.
I remember seeing it. No, you can watch it.
Yeah, you can watch it with your American Prime.
Oh no, it says not available. But
Yeah.
all you gotta do is download a VPN and you'll be good.
It doesn't work with them. It doesn't work with them or Paramount or Max. It only works with Netflix. Yeah, Netflix, they don't care, but I've tried it. I've tried it with them, and it just doesn't fucking work because I wanted to watch the arena.
You share the fucking password with hella people, they care. They raise their prices every month. Them motherfuckers definitely care.
Oh, and now with the WWE with Ron, woof, it's another. They're gonna fucking another $10.
What else did I have on the docket today? Oh,
Espérense. If you guys want a good series and you actually want to educate yourself, watch México Siglo XX. It's on YouTube.
Is it the old Televisa novela or is it a docu?
The old Televisa documentary.
Oh yeah, those are very good. They do politics, they do culture, they do sports. Yeah, it's very good.
They do everything. It's a fucking masterpiece. I remember being chiquito and watching my dad watching it. I was like, "Papá, ¿qué chingados ves esto?" And now as an adult, I watch it. I'm like, oh, fuck.
Yeah, I
That's
believe
why.
they produced them at the turn of the millennium. Yeah, at the
They
like
did.
around 2000. Yeah, because I remember they did one about boxing, one about lucha libre, one about la selección, and obviously history and shit. Yeah, they're very very well done.
Well, this is a perfect
Look at that.
this is a perfect segue about a Mexican that's conquering Spain, and he goes by the name of Javier Aguirre, who is at the
Ooh, don't get me started on him.
Copa del Rey final. Copa del Rey final. He is in
It's
the
a
Copa
second
del Rey
final,
final.
right? So I think he got to the final with Osasuna.
Yeah, it's a second final.
Who they lose to out? Do you remember? Was it Real Madrid?
No, I don't remember. But yes, they did make it with fucking Osasuna de Pamplona. Let's see.
See, wait, pero they qualified off of
2000
PKs.
2005 Copa del Rey final. He lost to Betis.
Oh, that's true. Not even one of the.
That's the thing, wait, like not even one of the big ones. Yeah, but that's the MO for Copa del Rey. It's not really the big ones.
Yeah, but Osasuna is like a second division team. They're not like one of the.
Yeah, but even within second division, are they like a top tier second division?
Yeah, but I mean, compared to Betis like mid-table, and back then, Betis was a bit, I would say, a bit stronger. Like they,
I have a question for y'all. Who do you think is has won the Copa del Rey the most?
Real Madrid. I'm just going to.
I'm
I'm
gonna say
just throwing
Valencia.
that out there.
Without cheating. So I heard,
Real Sociedad. I'm guessing.
no, you guys are all wrong.
No Valencia?
Nope.
Atletico.
Nope.
Athletic Bilbao.
I would say Bilbao. No
No.
mames.
Oh shit.
How do you guys not know this one?
Porque no miro la pinche liga,
Barcelona,
güey. No
Real
miro los
Madrid has
pinches
only won it 4
conquistadores.
times in the last
Si tú se las quieres mamar ahí
20
tú.
years.
Barcelona is number one
Oh, okay.
with 31. And Bilbao has 23. And in third place is Real Madrid. That's crazy.
We're not off.
Mallorca has been to 4 finals. They've won it once. So this
Who are they playing with? Or against?
It's a good question. I don't know. Copa del Rey. I think if he was to win, this would be like historical, right?
For an ex-coach, yes.
So we're still waiting on the
Well,
other.
even for Mallorca, in a way.
We're waiting on another finalist, so it's going to be between Bilbao and Atletico Madrid.
Oh.
Yeah, so it should be good. But my question to you guys is like, Aguirre, for me, has had more success outside of Liga MX than within. What's up with that?
He was doing Pachuca.
Huh. I wonder what it might be. Could it be something about a format that's longer than just 6 months?
I think it's a style of play. It fits with these fucking bottom dwelling teams that have nothing to fight for but survival. And it's just there's no pressure on playing good like with Monterrey. So fuck it, he's a good bombero.
I think Aguirre gives the perfect lesson. Instead of trying to focus if the other side's greener, focus on what you're fucking good at. He's good at playing low block teams, long ball, goal.
Playing scared.
He's not knowing no fancy shit like Guardiola. He's not on no like motivational shit. He's like, look, guys, we're gonna play
I do think
ugly
he motivates.
football.
I've seen his speeches.
Motivate.
Vamos, cabrones.
I don't know about motivate. Diciendo, ahora no sean putos, pónganse a correr. I don't know how motivating that can be, but the point is he's very old school. He's not fancy. He knows what he's good at. He sticks with it. And that's why he hasn't had success at a higher level, whether it's national team or league club, because I think he relates more to like the everyday player. But if I would take a lesson from that is focus on what you're good at and be successful at it. Stop trying to reinvent the wheel.
Well, like I don't understand why his success hasn't translated to the national team because he had it twice.
But he did have success. I mean, we're just thinking
No.
I
he didn't
mean,
go past.
I mean, he saved Mexico when they were fucking.
Because
He saved Mexico when they were almost fucking
Yes,
bounced to
both
Yes, he did.
both times he was like our fireman. He put out,
Yeah,
but he
That's
was
what
never,
that's what he's
never
good
had.
for.
he
That's
was
what
He
he's good
never
for.
had the proper proceso.
he
You
was
know,
never had like a 4-year process.
but he did good in my opinion. I mean, the results at the World Cup were what we wanted.
But you know what? Then
His
you look at
overall,
But you look
what
at
happened?
bonehead moves. I mean, the USA game, fucking take out Ramoncito and put
Yeah.
in fucking Hernandez, and then fucking
What
against
the-
Argentina, fucking put fucking Buffo in. No, no mames.
I think that was Carrillo, but yeah, it lands on him. It does land on him. But he,
No, Carrillo had fucking on Picante. He said that yeah, okay, maybe Buffo was his, but Carrillo had fucking. He said that he put the lineup they proposed that it was like it was an offensive team. That Carrillo said if we're gonna die, que nos moramos de algo. But fucking Aguirre was fucking no. He fucking he was scared and he fucking he sent a different team, but man, Buffalo was probably his. Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know. I just think like the 2 times that we've had him as coach for the national team, it's not because hey, like we're gonna give you 4 years, we're gonna get you, everything. No,
Yeah.
it was like, hey, dude, we might not even qualify. We need you to save us, with
Yeah.
Ojitos Mesa and with Sven Goran Eriksson. So like he's came in kind of like not in an ideal way,
yeah.
and I mean,
Well, the first
Is
couple
that
times
the
he
Mexican
did
way?
come as a bombero, but second
He's a
time
bombero.
he didn't want it. I think they were begging him to take it.
For
Like,
the second
didn't
time.
want. Yeah.
The second time. Yeah.
Yeah.
He was.
Yeah. He
They were
didn't
making
even.
because La Volpe was on the back burner. So if fucking Aguirre didn't take it, it was gonna be La Volpe. So they had their plan B. Yeah, you're right. He didn't want it.
imagine if La Volpe would have taken over. That would have been crazy. We probably wouldn't have seen Cuauhtemoc.
No.
Who's-
If we would have taken over Sven, if Aguirre doesn't come and La Volpe ends up the qualifiers for South Africa.
Yeah. Also, some more uncharted territory for Mexico. The women's team defeated the USA team. Historic victory 2-0. And the Americans aren't taking it that well, man.
But you know what? I mean, I don't want to sound like a hater, but we got to see it with context because I see a lot of people. Ellas sí pudieron, or they should the men should take pointers from the girls. Let's look at the context. The context was a group stage match where the U.S. they were already in the second round. Seeding really didn't matter. They're gonna go against Colombia, which they could beat them. So seeding didn't matter. So I mean, the motivation wasn't there for them. It's a team that's also rebuilding, but I mean, the motivation wasn't there for them. So that's why you got to see it's a context. It's not like they beat them in the final or in a fucking qualifier. It was a fucking group stage match of the Gold Cup. I mean, it's good because they hadn't beat them in quite a while, and it's historic when you look at the stat. But I mean, you got to look at the context.
I'm gonna say if you look at the context, que no digas mamadas. That's what I'm gonna say.
Well,
But first, I'm gonna explain why. I'm gonna explain why. I'm gonna explain why.
This fucking team. Look, you want to talk about mamadas? Mamadas was the base of this fucking team. They didn't make it to the fucking World Cup. Who fucking beat them at home in Monterrey? Fucking Haiti and Jamaica. They don't even have a fucking league, dude. And they fucking lost to them. Now because they fucking beat the US in a fucking meaningless fucking group stage match. They're fucking something's happening here. No, it's a fucking look at it with the fucking proper context. It's a good win.
Let's run it back. First, I want to touch on La Volpe. I think La Volpe should have taken that fucking team because he
Oh
experienced
yeah,
that
he
loss
should have.
versus Argentina. And bro, if he had to run it back against Argentina a second fucking time, I think it would have been way more favorable than whatever fucking Aguirre and Carrillo did. He should have gotten that chance. Now, why Aguirre doesn't get chances with Mexico, I don't know, man. Any other country, like that's not an elite country as far as soccer terms, your coach is running it up, putting your team in the final. You're calling that guy over. Like you're like, here, take the keys, do whatever you want.
Yeah.
We don't do it with Aguirre. No. Now, as far as mamadas with the women's national team, hey, I went to a Mexico USA game like fuck 10, 15 years ago. And it was a friendly. It wasn't like nothing special. Just a friendly. There was like fucking 3,000 fans in the stands. The U.S. beat Mexico 8-0. It was an ass whooping. Like literally, it was like grown women versus little kids playing. And the fact they've came this far tells you a lot of things. One, it tells you that the U.S. women's team was big and mighty because no one else took women's soccer seriously. Now you see Liga MX Femenil, you see all these women's Champions League, all that bullshit. Everybody else is starting to put money into it, putting time into it. So the U.S. will no longer be that dominant. But these girls, man, the Mexican girls, they're doing good. I'll tell you right now. I said this before. Mexico's women's team will win a World Cup before the men.
But
Way
come on,
before.
but this is
Wow,
nothing
that
new.
is a hot take.
No, it's not a hot take.
I
It's
believe
a
it.
No,
I
fact.
it's
believe it.
doable.
It's
Yeah,
a
it's
fact.
doable.
It's not a hot take either. Yeah,
Winning
I
against the
believe
U.S.
it.
is nothing new. They already beat them in a qualifier like 10, 12 years ago, and nothing fucking
Dude,
happened.
no.
The U.S. is
So you
the
know how you
U.S. is
say
There's a
like
league
Haiti
now.
or whatever beat
Albert, there's a
Mexico?
league now.
You know how
It's
you said
a
Haiti?
look. Are we
You
gonna
said
deny
Haiti
that
beat
the U.S. is in
Mexico,
the
right?
slide?
You said Haiti
Huh?
beat Mexico. That's the
Haiti
whole
and fucking
fucking
Jamaica
point.
left them out of
That
the fucking World Cup.
the level in the women's game is so much closer than it is in the men's. So that's why I know that the Mexico women's team will be World Cup champs before the men's team because the
Look,
And,
level
the
amongst
U.S.
the
is just
women is so
and
much
the
then
closer.
U.S. is just
there's
regressing
the
at this
athletic
time.
side as well.
I don't
I'm
think that's
pretty
gonna
sure
happen.
those girls are probably bigger and faster.
Yeah.
We also don't want to talk about the fact that
Now,
let's be honest, a lot of these players playing for the Mexican national team are Mexican American. So we're
Wait,
also
But you know what? But you
I
know
thought
what?
you were
That's
going to be
what
truly brave
that's
and
what
say, let's be honest, most of these players are a bunch of fucking lesbians. And I was like,
hey,
whoa, my dear. Whoa.
let's
Espérate.
be honest.
let's be honest.
We're not
hey,
going there quite yet. Now, the one
did
thing
you
that I
guys?
do want to bring up is the fact that the U.S. women's national team has been going under a huge slump over the past 3 years.
Thank you.
As
Thank
someone who
you.
has a
Thank
father-in-law
you.
that won't shut the fuck up about the
Thank
women's
you.
national team,
No, thank
I'm
you.
like, wait, I get it. You had 2 daughters. Disappointment is part of your game, but at least watch some good football. Like, pero no, all he talks about is the U.S. Women's national team, blah, 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 blah. So from that side and hearing it from a stance from that side,
Yeah.
the U.S.
They're,
national team has been on decline. So yes,
they're
Javier, that
fucking.
team that
They're
you saw
fucking.
10 years ago,
Yeah.
esas,
They're
esas
rebuilding.
Wait,
señoras
it's not a
eran damas con
decline
Yeah.
if
ramas.
everybody else is
They're
catching up.
rebuilding from a
How you
fucking
call it
golden
a
era.
decline if everybody else is catching up?
Which I
If
get
you
it.
don't have Liga
Which I
MX
get it. They all have
Femenil,
their own damas con rama.
dude, if you don't have Liga MX Femenil, that result the other night doesn't happen.
Well, have you seen the Liga
It's not
MX
being a
femenil,
fucking
dude?
slump. Everybody else is starting
Have
to
you
put
seen the
money
Liga
into the
MX?
women's
Have
team.
you seen the Liga MX femenil? With my job with the Sporting News, I was in charge of fucking keeping track of the league and and doing lives for La Liguilla. It's fucking horrible, dude. It's
About
just
say, güey,
very.
no mames, ¿cómo no te mataste?
Tenía que comer, güey. Tenía
Like,
que
I've been
comer.
watching it porque me gustan ver chichas y nalgas, pero no
Oh
mames,
my
güey.
god, dude.
Pinche
Sí,
juego es
dude.
más molero que nada.
I saw like a
Se,
Chivas,
se,
Chivas
se
America
hacían
game.
las barridas.
It was
Hacían
entertaining.
las barridas. Hacen las barridas como gorditos en tobogán. Like that fucking infantile, dog.
Hey,
Facts, bro.
I think
Like,
it's still progressing. in the
Wait,
right
no
way.
mames, they get paid 2,000 pesos a month. What do you want to do? Break your fucking
Hey,
leg?
they're doing it for the
¿qué,
love of the
güey?
game,
Sí,
dude.
es suficiente para la despensa, ¿no?
Yeah.
I think it's gotten better. Like I don't watch it that much, but I think last year I saw like a Chivas America semi-final or something like. It was entertaining. I was like, I'm entertained.
Yeah, because Chivas and America are the top tier teams. Like,
Yeah.
no
Hey,
mames.
Tony,
You know,
honestly,
dude,
honestly,
Top
I'm gonna
tier,
tell you
since
what's more
top
entertaining.
tier femenil, it's Chivas, America,
Tigres.
Rayadas, Tigres
Tigres and
somewhat, but
Pachuca, Tigres
Tigres
and
and
Pachuca,
Pachuca.
those
Like
are the
those are
only
the
five.
big ones.
When you look at the semifinals, since the league was incepted in 2017, only 5 teams have played in the semifinals, and it's those fucking 5 teams you just named.
Damn.
It's
No, I'm gonna
it's
tell
a
you what's
big
more
fall off.
entertaining. Están pendejos. It's more entertaining because they flop less.
They do.
Eh, They flop way less. I'm not saying it's right. I'm not saying it's wrong. The reason the men flop more is because they're making so much more money that you want to stay like injury free. You got your image, you got all that bullshit. But the women, they flop way less. And two, I guess they're shorter. I'm not gonna lie, they gotta make the goals smaller.
Yeah.
Because if you have a good shot from outside the box,
The goalie looks so small.
yeah,
Pero,
you can
pero
score
no,
a lot of goals.
pero no mames.
Now, a lot of female
Ma-
listeners out
mandan-
there, they might be offended. They might say, "Why are you talking about making the goal smaller?" I'm gonna tell you right now, the WNBA, where you shoot the fucking 3 point, is shorter than the NBA.
Oh,
Yeah,
is
yeah.
the rim
Yeah,
is the rim the same height?
the rim is the same height, but the shooting spots are like shorter. Now,
Yeah,
people
Ah.
get offended. People
isn't the
get
three point
offended when
line
you
closer?
say you gotta make it, you gotta adapt it for the women, blah blah blah. Dude, there's nothing to be offended about.
No.
It's like adapt to the
Well, the
average
physique.
height,
The
the average
physique. Yeah.
physique, or whatever to make it. But if you're a woman playing women's soccer, and you can have a good shot outside the box. You're gonna score a lot of fucking goals.
Yep.
But no, I'm telling you, one of the reasons it's more entertaining is because they flop way less than the men, way less. They're actually better to
Mandan pases
play.
dirigidos a la tribuna, no mames.
Albert, ¿quieres
It's very,
foto? Nomás dilo, güey.
it's not that. Hey, if I
Si no te
want,
gusta ver las chichis
hey bro,
corriendo, nomás dilo, güey.
if I want to watch chicks, there's fucking Instagram. I'll go to my local table bar, bro.
Oh
I don't need to
my.
watch fucking sports for that, bro. It's it's just it's not entertaining, dude. But you know what? I have a niece, so fucking
¿Qué güey? ¿Me vas a decir que you don't watch women's volleyball?
I was a fan in college and in high school. Yes, yes, sir.
Pues ahí está, güey.
And women's tennis también.
Hey, don't forget women's gymnastics.
I actually
NCAA season is on right now.
I prefer women's tennis over men's. Kind of like the similar reason that Habibi said about they don't flop.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
They don't flop in tennis, but with the men's, it's all about the serves. So like they don't have that many rallies. With women's tennis, they be going like they fight for those points. Like
Yeah.
yeah. So it's just
I
different.
felt the same way until one time my mom came into the room and was like, ¿Qué chingados estás viendo? I was like, ma, es tenis. Te juro.
like right now, they told me it was very gay to watch WWE. But have you looked at some of the ladies they have nowadays? Wow, it's not the fabulous Moolah days, dude.
Shout out to JP who corrected us tonight. He said that Santi just literally scored. I still want to talk shit about Santi because, yeah, dude.
Wait, when did Santi score?
Because you're a hater, bro.
The last game, I think, yeah, this weekend.
Was it a league game and he scored?
I don't know, dude.
I don't know.
Yes.
But he
as
scored.
JP.
And yes, he
I
scored in the
blame the
league game,
media
and
because
he
no one
also
blew it up.
scored. He also scored with or against Roma.
Oh, you're right. He did score against Roma. They got eliminated. You're right.
They got eliminated.
I
It was like
mean,
a week ago. That's why.
they still fucking count though.
No, they count. Don't get me wrong. I'm a big Santi supporter, but the reason I forgot about it is because it was a week ago. Thanks to social media and instant gratification, I
Yeah.
forget about shit like that.
Yeah. Nowadays, dude, you got someone's attention for 5. You got 5 seconds, dog. You got 7 seconds.
Now, really quickly, did you guys see the picture that I put through on the chat?
Let me see.
If not even the chat, on like the comments in here.
Describe
It's
it so our listeners know what you're talking about.
no,
would-
it's not private. It's open. It's right here. It's right over JP.
what is this? Is this updated?
This was as of this morning or yesterday morning,
Oh, so I don't think you guys are
right?
in first place anymore.
Who's there? Monterrey.
Monterrey, because they tied Tijuana.
Okay, but nonetheless, if you look at that picture with what I'm showing, and
Oh, that's a great.
all
That's
of
a
our
great
listeners
league.
can
Yeah.
see it, bro, I would OD on that Liguilla all day, my guy. Like,
Monterrey,
oh,
Cruz
me la
Azul,
estuviera jalando en
Pachuca,
la casa.
América, Tigres, Toluca, Pumas, and Chivas. Yep. Like I said earlier, I named this title anyone's game because it really is anyone's game. I think anybody can win this league. Not too many points between first and eighth, so it's up for grabs. Necaxa, don't sleep on them. They haven't lost a game yet.
No mames, güey. Respétate más. Al
They haven't
Necaxa.
lost a game.
Yeah, but they keep fucking tying. So how
They
does that
haven't
even
lost
count?
a game.
No mames, güey. You're gonna give. Wait.
I
get it. I get it that you're taking the chunky check home at the end of the night, but respétate, güey. Don't
No,
count
because
it. It just happens.
Who was telling me not to sleep on San Luis? I'm like, bro, San Luis is trash, dude. Like,
That's me.
I think.
But
think Necaxa-
I didn't try defending the fact that they've been getting their shit pushed in. All I said was, hey, the way that they're playing from the back, the way that the game builds. I'm not over here saying, no, güey, son invictos. Sí, güey, pero ¿cuántos pinches juegos llevan empatados?
Bro, you told our listeners that the game of the week was León and San Luis.
No, I did not. I did not say game of the week. I said game that was interesting to watch. Like, yeah, game of the week we know is like América, Cruz Azul,
León
Chivas,
and San Luis.
Pumas.
Cállate, cállate.
1-0, dude. That game was 1-0.
It was an amuse bouche. That's what I said. It's an amuse bouche, guys. This is how you get started, a little bit of shit sipping here and there with potential
That's how you get
greatness.
started. That's how you never watch again.
Yeah. That was me. What day was it? It was like we had a couple. We had like a break between games. I was like, I just need to see some football, and like, it was like a shitty ass game. I think it was like Puebla Querétaro or some shit, dude. It was like nobody wants to watch this, but I had nothing else to watch.
You're describing my Liga MX femenil experience right now.
Yeah. We have some interesting games this weekend, starting with San Luis Puebla. Yeah, I don't think anyone cares about that one. But I think the big ones this weekend are going to be Toluca Tigres, Monterrey Pumas, Atlas América, and of course Cruz Azul versus Chivas. I don't think you want this, Abdias. I don't think you want this, bro.
You know what, man? I'm excited for it. Let's see what happens. So
He
much
doesn't
so
want
to the. No. You guys don't want the smoke. So much so that the fact that the venue had to get switched just so that Chiva Hermanos can be safe. Porque nos tienen miedo, güey. Tienen miedo de jugar
Wasn't
con
there
nosotros
like
en nuestra
a
propia
concert?
casa.
Yeah, Mr. Alejandro Fernandez. Yeah.
¿En el Estadio Azul?
Yeah, I believe so. Yeah, I think it's he's having a concert or some shit.
No,
like that.
he was having a concert near El Estadio Azul, so they said, hey,
Oh,
like,
en la Plaza de Toros. 'Cause la
Oh,
Plaza
that's
de
right.
Toros
Yeah,
is
so the
right
fucking
next to it.
traffic. You're right.
So
Yeah,
they're
you're right.
like-
Yeah, it's right
yeah.
next to it. Yeah.
yeah. So we're never gonna get a renovated Azteca then for the World Cup because they keep using it.
Yeah, it was
Bro,
supposed to fucking be worked on fucking January, dude.
All
That's
they,
why the NFL's not coming this year.
all they gotta do is do what Chivas did and add some, RGBD lights, and call it.
And, so,
done.
and some doors on the bathroom stalls.
I've never been to La Azteca, so I haven't seen it in all its glory yet.
I don't think it's gonna be done, dude. Like I'm 100% serious with you. I don't think it's gonna be done.
So,
Why not,
so,
Adrias?
Stay
Why
tuned.
not?
Minute.
so 2 years from now, how does it look? It's a fucking people tirándole mierda, pendejos, no lo arreglaron.
I think Adrias watches too many movies. Some of that. What was that? Luis Alba and Sayas. They work construction.
Los albañiles. El día de los albañiles. El día de los albañiles.
Yes, I see.
Number 1, number
Hey,
2,
did
number
Another
3.
man of culture
you
here.
ever see? Did you ever see? Did you ever see number 3? It was after the earthquake. So what's it? So I think Sayas or Alba. There's an aftershock and they're trapped under fucking bricks. And then a dog comes and fucking pees on them. And le digo, ¿sabes qué? Me mió un perro francés. Dice, ¿por qué sabías que era un perro francés? Porque sabía champagne. No, shit like that.
Wow.
Yeah, there's a lot of those movies. One of the movies they even did part 2 and 3 together.
Yeah,
This is a
so-
movie 2 and 3.
I've
Is that
never heard of this.
Verduleros, I think?
You know which was pretty funny too? The Verduleros. That was fucking a good fucking series too.
Okay,
That was a
okay,
good
so
movie.
see, there's one good movie of Diaz. You get bonus points if you know this, but thinking now is probably the only one. And it's one of those movies, I don't know if it's Albañil or Verduleros, but they play a pickup game. No, I think they work in a bakery. And they play a game against Cruz Azul.
Hmm. No, it
güey, esa
doesn't.
no me la sé, no.
No.
No,
Perdona, güey, todas las películas que yo vi
You
eran
ever
de color.
walk into the Mexican store when you were a kid,
they were in color,
while your
bro.
parents were shopping, and you saw
Oh, I lost everybody.
With the bussy chicks. and Saya's making a pervert face.
Yeah, they were always drawings. That was the cover. Was always like a
I've never heard of
cartoon
that movie.
type.
I'm gonna have to check it out.
Which one?
Los
Which
Albañiles.
one?
It's a series. It's like three parts.
Yeah, there was Albañiles and then Verduleros. They
you
did a
gotta watch
few.
for Toon Toon. As long as he dances, you're good.
You know which one you should check out definitely, and it's raunchy, but it's a better movie. It's Picardía Mexicana Part 1. Oh, it's with Chente. It's fucking hilarious.
Those were raunchy movies, but if you think like in the 80s, even in the US, they were
It was
making
raunchy,
like
but
when you see Nerds, Meatballs, they were doing the same type of movies. What?
Wait, I want to bring it back. I know Jaime said that no one cares about the Puebla game. I have a point about the Puebla game. Dude, pinche Querétaro they played Puebla this last game.
Yep.
They had one win in 8 games, and they beat the fuck out of wait, was it Puebla or San Luis? I don't remember. They beat somebody 4-1. How is Querétaro, who has one win in the last 8 games, win 4-1? It's Liga MX, man. It's Gloriosa Liga MX. Everybody talks about
Yes.
Premier League, that Liga MX. Either we are the most mediocre league in the world, or we are the most
No.
competitive. I'm gonna lie to myself and say the most competitive.
No, we talked
They're
about
very
that earlier.
competitive.
We talked about that earlier, yeah. How it's like, imagine
Even
Like-
Tata said.
like we're looking at this league. Yeah, we talked about the points, right? So as of right now, Monterrey first place, 19, Cruz Azul 19, Pachuca 19, America 18, Tigres 18, Toluca 16, Pumas 15, Chivas 15, and Necaxa 15. Imagine if the Premier League was that tight. Imagine if La Liga was that tight, bro. I'd be watching that every fucking
You
week.
guys would be jacking off to this
Yes.
game right now.
Yeah, I'd be in that every week, bro.
Imagine it was that tight, bro.
Is that tight? What are we talking about?
Wait, what did Danny say? He'd be beating his meat every week?
we
Every week.
We do want to give a big shout out to Isa Tigrita in the chat. She says, "Saludos, muchachos." For you guys who don't remember, she is a Chivas / Tigres fan. So,
And she's a Tigres fan because her ex is a Tigres fan.
yeah, her ex is
My guy. He held it down.
Gignac. But no, I like the lineups or the matchups this weekend, especially with like the other games surrounding the Chivas game.
Hey,
I-
Charles, I just
Did
did an
anybody watch?
updated tier list of like the positions right now. So yeah, the only real changes were Monterrey at first, Cruz Azul, Pachuca, América, Tigres, Toluca, Pumas, Chivas,
You drowning, my
Necaxa,
guy?
Querétaro, León y Atlas. Yo?
Did, any- did anybody watch the LAFC game to see Omar Campos? I mean, I saw that he had an assist on a goal.
Who's that?
I didn't see the the defender from Santos. Was it Omar Campos?
Oh, he's in LA. I don't care, dude.
Yeah, he's with the LAFC, and he made the list of 60. He
Oh,
made the list
wow.
of 60. Yeah, so it's him, Chicote, Arteaga, and Gallardo to choose from on
Hey,
the left side.
maybe you can give me some insight. What's going on with Carlos Vela? Like, is he a free agent? Like, what's going on?
The teams he doesn't have a contract, and the team president said they're working on it. It's it's not optimal heading into the season with that hanging over the team, but I mean they're working on a contract, and according to reports from Mexico leading up to the season, that he would rather retire than play in Liga MX.
I believe
So
that.
if he continues playing, it's going to be with MLS, and
What
it
a
looks
fucking pussy, dude. Like,
His life is here, though. His life is here.
the disrespect,
His
dog.
life, he
He rather
lives in the U.S. now.
he rather retire than go back to Mexico. He's from Mexico.
He
Like,
doesn't need
what
money.
they
He
said.
doesn't need money.
No
What the
mames,
what?
gay. Okay,
Right.
so hold on.
What is
Literally,
Spanish?
if they told you, hey, you know what? You can keep working remote, but the thing is, we need to relocate you to Mexico. Would you do it personally?
bro, he's from
No,
Quintana
we're
Roo.
not talking about him. We're talking about
Yes,
you, my
yes.
dear good sir.
Yes.
You have gotten used to the comfort and the luxury of living in the U.S. Would you
You're
relocate to
not
Mexico?
telling me he would not have the same, if not more, luxury making
No.
what he makes here
No,
in Mexico?
no, because
But
here he
honestly,
can walk down the streets. He can do certain things, leisure things. Over there, he can't do
Yeah.
that. His safety
you
and his
know what?
Yeah, he
family's
wouldn't.
To be
safety
to
is
be to
Look
be
at
constantly in
Khabib
danger.
talking shit if he went to El Oxxo.
honestly, to be real, it's kind of rough out there. I mean, even Canelo had a brother that was kidnapped. So
Exactly. Like,
I
Yeah.
can see that.
wait,
Yeah.
just because we
No,
go
honestly,
back
I
to
don't even
Mexico
think
and
it's about
spend
that.
dollars,
It's about the fact that, in the
And,
fucking U.S.
and you know what?
Look,
in
His
dude.
the
wife
US,
is
if you're the
Alright,
media,
his
alright.
wife
you
is an
lie, then
española.
you're in a fucking
His wife is an española.
Look.
No,
I'm gonna
dude.
call
In
it. All right,
Mexico,
I'm gonna call it what
the
it is.
media lies.
What I'm gonna
He's
call.
being a pussy.
I'm gonna call it what it is. Like, he does not want to deal with the Mexican media because we've been talking shit about him ever since he decided
Yeah.
to do this halfway in, halfway out. Don't call me up to the national team. Like, he's been like, he hasn't been very clear. Like, hey, like, just stop. I'm gonna retire from the national team. Don't call me anymore. Like, he finally did that after the World Cup.
But you know what?
But
He could insulate himself from that. He could fucking tell America or Chivas, you know what? I'm not fucking part of the contract. I'm not talking to media. And then, then he could fucking block off social media, and that's not a fucking problem.
that's what I'm saying. Like the fact that he doesn't even want to consider it just goes to show like the lack of character that he has. And look, like, I get
No,
it.
dude.
His,
I wouldn't say lack of character, dude. To
Yes.
him,
You're right,
it's a job.
Steven.
It's a
Yes.
job, and he doesn't want to deal with his job during non-work hours. I'm gonna give you a perfect example. St. Louis, MLS team, they got eliminated from CONCACAF
Yep.
Champions Cup
yesterday.
Tuesday night. Today on St. Louis ESPN 101, our radio long show, it wasn't brought up once. Like, it's your hometown sports team. All they talked about was the Cardinals and their spring training and all that bullshit.
Wow.
You would think that if your team gets eliminated from CONCACAF Champions Cup, that you would at least touch it for 2 minutes. They didn't. If Vela goes to Mexico, the smallest thing, it will be on Fútbol Picante, it will be on every fucking sports show
Yep.
Yeah.
for a fucking hour. And that's what he doesn't want to
He
deal with.
wants to deal
I
with
admit
the low
something. I
profile.
admitted something. This, according to the reports, he wouldn't go. The only way he would go to Mexico if Cancun had a team.
Mm-hmm. They do
Yeah.
have a team.
in Primera and you know in
Yeah.
the Liga MX.
Yeah. I don't know, dude. It's just like he has this
He's a
opportunity.
pussy.
Yeah, he's a pussy. He has the opportunity to go back to Mexico, make good with the fans, make good with the league and the country, and be back home. But no, he's like, I
But
rather,
honestly, I think his wife has a lot to say too. She's
of
a
course,
she's an Española. She likes she like. I'm pretty sure she loves the beach cities in LA. She likes going to Melrose. She likes
bro. The
taking the
best.
kids.
We have better beaches in Mexico than we do in California.
We don't have basketball though in Mexico. No Lakers.
No Lakers.
No Lakers, no Clippers.
Yeah, I think like he's more likely to go back to Europe than
Wait,
go to
Danny, if
Mexico.
you're gonna come on here, wait, say it right.
Honestly,
Los
I think it's a
Lakers.
family aspect. He likes the
Y
fact
Los
that
los
his
Lakers.
kids can
Dodgers.
go to
Los
school
Lakers.
Lakers.
and
Los
not hear,
Dodgers.
hey, yo, your dad got eliminated. Your dad's a piece of shit. If he went to Mexico, his kids will hear that shit.
His his Spanish kids.
Los que hablan español así.
I bet you they don't even speak Spanish. I bet you they speak English.
I was told that when Carlos Vela, I think in his first 2 seasons with LFC, he stayed away from the team for a while, but it was because his wife, his wife already has a taste of living in Mexico. She was stuck in Tijuana for a couple months because she couldn't get a visa here. So she was already living in Mexico. Maybe she got a taste of Mexico and doesn't want to go back.
Damn.
I mean, wait, do you want to go back to Tijuana? I don't.
I love the
Honestly,
tacos.
I don't blame him. I would do the same thing.
You don't blame him? You rather retire than,
Mexico.
than play in Mexico and still get
In
paid?
the fuck Liga MX.
If I wasn't passionate about the game, if it was just a job, then yeah, why do I want to deal with all that
But
off-field
what's he gonna do?
He's made
I
enough
think he
money.
retires.
He's
I think
invested
he
heavily in
retires.
real estate in Mexico.
I honestly,
Like
I
he
don't know,
hasn't
dude.
He'll
been
probably be
wasting his
given a
money.
position with the team as a directivo with LAFC. I mean, he don't like soccer though, so but I
Joel,
mean,
Joel está limpiando los frijoles.
no,
Se
putting
mamó.
lotería with myself.
That's
No, I
the
mean,
that's the sound I make when I'm
if,
looking for peditas in my beans.
What said if you can turn his
Federitos.
black beans into refried beans to DM? Send them a DM.
I honestly
No,
like y'all know how I feel about Carlos Vela. I think he's a bitch, but I mean, I like, dude, you have the opportunity to go back to Chivas, play with Chicharito, win a couple titles, become like dude, like that's all you need is like just
but he doesn't have that opportunity. Amaury said it himself. They didn't even reach out to him.
yeah.
That he told him he wasn't willing to go back.
I get it though.
Mauri said it himself because he knows there's no chance. What did
Yeah.
you say? Yeah, we want him when he knows no chance.
He
of
likes
getting him.
that low profile LA lifestyle and his LA trophy wife and his two white boy, kids. Yeah,
Playing for the LAFC Academy.
he doesn't
Bro, you're
even have
starting
to
to sound
train.
real jealous right now.
He doesn't even have to train, dude. No, I'm just saying,
I
dude.
want-
What a waste of talent.
I want the hot European chick walking down the LA beach cities.
It's just a waste of talent, dude. What a waste.
Jaime, tell me all about how you would do it different if your knees wouldn't have capped out. Tell me that classic Theo story.
Well, I mean, if I was in his shoes, I would have never denied the national team, even if they threw me under the bus. If anything, I would have tried to set the record straight, dude. And then,
But again, we go again. Soccer's not his fucking passion. It's
Yeah.
not his fucking passion. If he wishes fucking God would have made him fucking 6'3", 6'5".
Jaime, I'm gonna say what you just said is bullshit. Because look at Chicharito, Mexico's national all-time goal scorer. He tried to set the record straight. Y todavía lo mandaron a la verga.
did he though? I don't think they. What did he say?
What do you mean? Came out and said that it was not what the media was portraying. That that it's not. It got blown out of proportion.
that he didn't take prostitutes and put Utilero under the bus.
He
And even when
literally tried to clear his name. Never been called up. He was scoring goals. The Twitter account wouldn't even tweet about him. Like,
si algo lo
I-
if
borraron
your
todavía
all-time goal
más.
scorer gets
This is
blackballed,
all right.
why wouldn't Vela get
I
blackballed?
would have just said, like, there's just things that you keep to yourself, and I think Carlos Vela has not conducted himself professionally, like, well. Like, if you don't like soccer, like, it's not your passion, like, you just see it as a job, you keep that to yourself, dog, because that's gonna give every pundit out there, every fan, like,
Well, no fan.
the excuse,
Why would I waste money to see this fucker who plays with no passion?
like, oh, this guy doesn't even care, you know? So it's like, I don't know, dude. That's
Like honestly, in my personal personal recollection, I'm never gonna pay to see El Tri again because of what I saw Osvaldo Sanchez did. He fucking Argentina le metió 4 goles, and I fucking saw him walking back to the locker at the stadium saying, "Ah, chinga su madre, acabo que campeón con Santos." So Bella and Bella doesn't have to say it. He doesn't give a fuck. And as a fan, I'm not gonna pay a ticket to see him or fucking Osvaldo or the selection again because of guys that don't give a fuck.
yeah.
I don't know, man. If anything, personally, I admire Vela for his conviction of just sticking to the guns and not giving to
He's
the
not gonna
pressure,
fuck you,
not
bro.
giving to the money.
He's not gonna fuck
It-
you.
Wait, I can't compete con su vieja. Está bien buena. Like, no hay pedo. Like, the thing is, he didn't subdue to the pressure and he stayed true to who he is and what it is that he wants. That's it.
I get it. He likes
He could
basketball.
have he could have made fucking history in 2014, dude. Fucking with him, they fucking beat fucking Netherlands, they beat fucking Costa Rica, and you make it to the fucking semifinals.
I just think like
But
someone that talented has a responsibility to, like,
Eh,
use it.
it would have been fucking different. Yeah, exactly. And 2014 was the fucking perfect time, and he didn't do it.
And he does use it. He's cashed out. He has enough
Ugh.
money in the bank to where his family's secure. He's invested in properties in Mexico and the U.S.
Has he?
Like, he's set. Yeah, he has. That's the one thing that's always been said about Vela is like, yo, he's not the flashiest person. So what's happening? And then they did some digging. It's like, oh, he's been investing his money in the Acapulco area.
Oh,
yeah, it's growing. The fucking Riviera Maya. Oof.
And that's where he's been buying a lot of property and he's developing all that. So generational wealth is already being built. So therefore, yeah, now he's able to pursue his passion. Now he's able to do these other things.
what's his passion?
I think everybody just needs to fucking forget about him. Just
Yep,
fucking, he doesn't
exactly.
exist.
That's it, man.
Moving
Like, yo, he doesn't want to, y ya. ¿Verdad? Es como cuando dice tu vieja, güey, te la meto por el culo y te dice que no. Está bueno.
Speaking about that, we have a Continental Clásico coming up. Remember last
The fuck
year?
is that?
No mames, güey.
Remember last year Mexico played USA, they lost, and now USA this year will play Brazil. So they get to play them in this Continental Classic.
¿Ves, güey? Estas son las mamadas que me hacen odiar a los pinches gringos. That
you know what?
American exceptionalism where they think they're better and they think they're special. ¿Qué chingados se han ganado to call this a Continental Classic? We all know
But
that.
you know what it was? You know what I think it
I'll walk
was?
it back. I don't think Brazil's going to push their shit in because Brazil's going through a crisis right now. And if it so happens that the U.S. scrapes a win, el pinche mame va a estar al 10, güey.
June
This
12th.
is fucking marketing, dude.
They're playing on June 12th in Orlando, Florida, and you know that this is exactly what US wants, right? They want to be able to say they beat Brazil in a final that they just invented a year ago. So
Where is Mexico gonna play Brazil? Is it gonna be at the Texas A&M Stadium?
they have a friendly with Brazil?
Yeah, they have prior to the Copa America, they have a friendly with Uruguay and Brazil, and I believe one of them is gonna be at a fucking Texas A&M Stadium, which is kind of odd.
Huh. I
The
don't
whole
know.
thing. There is one of them that's being played at the Texas A&M Stadium. The whole thing about that one is that they're trying to break an attendance record
Okay.
because
Okay.
you
It's
can
well.
fit
I
a
think it's 110.
stupid
No,
amount of
110.
people. Yeah.
110 or something like that. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. So it's a stupid amount of people that if you can fill it and get it full, it breaks records. So that's what they're kind of
It's a
aiming
near
towards.
it's a near major city. I'm not familiar with Texas
No,
A&M.
no, it's in the middle of
So is
fucking
that in the
nowhere. It's
fucking
in College
boondocks?
Station. Yeah.
Damn.
Is that where fucking people set their fucking shotgun and on the table in McDonald's?
Oh no, it is. It's Texas. Like, let's not forget.
Hey, what
So
are you guys? What are your people doing here?
We don't like your kind around here, boy.
so Mexico, as far as what's official, they have a semifinal versus Panama in March 21st, and then
Yeah.
they have Uruguay, Brazil friendlies in June before the Copa America kicks off, in which they'll play Jamaica, Venezuela, and Ecuador. Which, by the way, those teams are doing really well. I mean, not Jamaica, but Venezuela and Ecuador are doing really well in qualifiers. So watch out. I don't think it's gonna be as easy as people think.
No, definitely not. Definitely not.
Dude, you know what's literally making me sick to my stomach right now? It's the idea of the U.S. beating Brazil, which is very foreseeable just because Brazil has been. God, dude, we can do a whole pod on the fucking self destruction of Brazil over the last couple months. And it's just. El pinche mame and how it is that they're going to think that, like, they're better than they are.
Hey, but what if Mexico beats
Everything
them? What if Mexico beats them?
Then if Mexico beats them, the difference is that we're gonna talk not about the greatness of Mexico, but the downfall of Brazil. That's what all of Mexican media is gonna be talking about, while American
That's what
media is gonna be talking about.
Faisal, lo perdió más Brasil que lo ganó México. You know, shit
Wait,
like
pero es la verdad. Pero es la verdad. Like, that is the truth behind it, and you know that's what everybody else is gonna follow. So, pero Álvaro va a decir, no, México, el grandioso, quién sabe qué.
that. And in the U.S., you don't have those type of haters, and fucking Alexis Maga Lalas is gonna be fucking, you know, oh, American excellence.
Yeah, dude, I like that. Alexis Magalhaes. Ese güey, neta, bro. Like, no one pisses me off hearing the commentary more than him and fucking Kobe Jones.
Ugh,
I know, like,
Kobe Jones.
it's so dry, dude. It's so fucking dry.
When fucking Kobe Jones said his favorite CD was fucking Queens of the Stone Age, I was like, fuck this guy.
Some of those games, the Champions League games have been on Fox Sports, so you have to watch it in English, and it's been hard to watch, especially when they talk about Liga MX, dude. You're out of your element.
You know what was hard to watch when I had to fucking cover games and I could only see the games on Fox was when they had a guy with a British accent doing fucking Liga MX.
Yes.
I was like, fucking trágame tierra, dog.
No, güey, no, te voy a dar uno peor, güey. Cuando tienen a un pinche nopaludo tratando de hablar inglés.
Oh, como
That's like...
Fiore did try to do that. Fernando Fiore.
Like,
you know what? He tried doing it, pero Fiore, you can understand it. I'm talking about, like,
who's that
Raúl
one dude?
Orbañanos, el viejito. No. El de Gol de la Fiera.
No, who was that one dude that said, "It's a super duper goal"?
Furby. Was it Furby?
No.
I think it was Furby.
He used to be on, like, Telefutura. I forgot his name, dude.
Oh, fucking the guy that would fucking say their fucking names. Timothy Donovan or some shit like that. Fucking Navarro.
Navarro,
Pere
dude.
Navarro. Who would fucking say he would say the whole fucking name and it would fucking drive me crazy.
Yeah, he's terrible.
Timothy Anderson Donovan or some shit like that. Like, shut the fuck up. Just say his name, dog. Just say fucking Donovan or fucking... Like, he would say the whole fucking name, dude. It fucking drove me fucking crazy, huh? Or like what I would hear fucking on TUDN Radio. They would have Navia, and the play-by-play was always fucking saying Chileno. ¿Qué te pareció? Chileno, like, they just fucking call him fucking Navia. That's it. Like, it was bullshit like that. Fucking drives me crazy, dude.
Well, boys, we're at the 2 hour mark. I do want to give you guys another update from our Chivas Tigres fan. She said that her ex will be visiting in April. So she'll be switching sides. What if Chivas plays
¿Ves,
Tigres?
güey?
Wait,
It's not
April
so much
is
an ex. El vato todavía le está dando la pipa y por eso es una fan. O sea, ¿y sabes qué? Por eso te respeto, Ruca. Bien por ti.
so. What she's really trying to tell us is that January 2025 she's expecting.
Wow. Wow.
But what do you guys want to end with? I'll let you guys have your clothing thoughts.
You know what? I'll go first. ¿Y sabes qué, puto? Te voy a meter la verga cuando te vea este fin de semana. Prepárate, ¿eh? Ponte KY Jelly, ¿sabes qué? Mejor, ya sé que eres puto, entonces ponte Anal Ease. Así no te duele. Y te puede gustar más. So, órale, papá, aquí te veo. Oh, other than that, is el chisme que hay surrounding Miguel Herrera as to why it is that he still has the job. That itself is amazing and something that, like, more people should look into, and it's more related as to how much it is that his exit clause out of
Yeah.
out of fucking Tijuana is, and that's why he's still there.
Yeah, we talked about it. 4 million.
Yeah.
Fuck.
So, like when I said in the last episode of like, yo, it's impressive how Miguel still has a job because estaba jugando la chamba contra ¿quién fue? Contra Mazatlán, Juárez, no me acuerdo, güey. One of those bottom feeders that I was like, yo, how the fuck are they putting in this much hands? That's how. That's how it is that it's happening, and it's impressive. It's happening, and we shall see what it is that continues from there. But other than that, te voy a meter la verga este fin de semana, so prepárate.
0 for 2. You're about to go 0 for 2. Albert, what you got for us, man?
You know what? I hope Chivas keeps it going. You know, it's gonna be some interesting weeks, and hopefully we get the win against the Cementeros, and then go into next week with contra America with some momentum, and hopefully fucking la máquina sexual de Fernando Gago, you know, esté a todo. So hopefully. Hopefully we have some a good month for Chivas fans.
Love it. Danny, thanks for joining us. Yeah, you don't really talk much, but we do appreciate your hot takes. You got anything for us tonight?
I was from here. What up, bro?
For sure.
But besides that, I'm excited to see the game against Cruz Azul for Chivas. And I can't wait to see Chivas just beat their asses, because we got Chicharito. We're all good.
Let's go. I think Joel is still limpiando los frijoles. Al Pastor, what you got for us?
Albert, I want to say that nos pusiste mala suerte, man. You gave us bad luck. You said la máquina de Gago.
La máquina sexual.
Hey,
I
go
saw
on mute. Go on
online.
mute. Go on mute, my guy. I don't want that echo. You said la máquina de Gago. You know who else is called la máquina? Los pinches chemos, pinche Cruz Azul. And they always bend their cheeks over for America. So by giving us their nickname, you're already saying we're going to lose. And with that being said, I said it before in the chat, I'll say it again. Cada quien tiene su pendejo. Biden, everyone says Biden's un pendejo. Well, Biden has the Mexican president as his pendejo. Everyone says Cruz Azul son pendejos for losing 7 finals in a row. Well, they're America's pendejo as well. But you know who's their pendejo also? Chivas, dude. I cannot remember the last 2 year span where Clásicos meant something. It's like you're going into the game and you already know that America is going to win. So, what I'm looking forward to is seeing if we actually do something in March, seeing if we actually do something against America. Because right now, I wouldn't be surprised if America wins all 3 games. And they're playing like shit. They're not even playing good. But it's just something about Chivas when they face them that they just bend over, they play like trash, and it's hard to ignore the fact when America says que son el más grande or whatever the fuck. Yeah, you could argue the whole like they're a product of television. You could argue pro de. You could argue a bunch of shit. But what you cannot argue against is that they have owned us for the last fucking 10 years. It's not even like an even fight. It's just one sided. So hopefully that turns around. That's what I want to see. Because right now, way, les damos las nalgas, way. And that's a fact.
Wow, that's a very hot take. Um, yeah, I think we've gone through sort of like dark times, but I also don't think it's like that dominant of a head to head in the last 10 years. Hopefully, there's some nerd out there that can give us like the historical head to head, because I don't think it's been that dominant.
In the last 10 years, it's been that dominant. We beat them with chicotazos, and then we beat them in semifinal last tournament. And that was it. No, not last tournament. Was it? Yeah, yeah, last tournament. No, 2 tournaments ago. That was it. Like, they own us.
As of May 2023, America leads in head to head results between the two with 92 wins to Chivas' 78. This is a Wikipedia article, so keep it with a grain of salt. Um, but yeah, I think March is going to be a very tight schedule. And this is where, men become, or boys become men, I guess, with Chivas. We've seen some glimpses of brilliance. We've also seen some really terrible mistakes with the fact that Chicharito made his debut last week. It makes me wonder, how far is he from becoming a starter? I don't know if we're going to see him in the Clásico. Maybe we will, maybe we won't, but I'm really looking forward to the month of March. It's going to be a tough schedule, starting with Cruz Azul on Saturday. Then you have America. Then you come back to play against, I believe, León. Then you play America again. Then you have America again in Liga. And then you end the month of March against Rayados. So this is going to be a very, very brutal schedule for Chivas, for Gago, and for all the players involved. But I have been thoroughly enjoying the chemistry with Cade Cowell in the mix, Pocho, Mozo. Like, it really seems like they've built some camaraderie there. And I think adding Chicharito to the mix, we might be in store for something special. So I'm looking to see the month of March unfold before us. But I want to thank everyone tonight for their participation, especially our Tigres Chivas fan listening to us on YouTube. So I appreciate you. And of course, don't forget, if you are in the market for some Manscaped, get 20% off and free shipping with promo code Cantina at manscaped.com. Hope everyone has a great night.